Hey, yo, what's up? This is Ice-T representing for Hype Magazine. Stop playing.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Terry Doby, and this evening, I've got this young lion by the name 310babii, and he is the young lion who got the RIA certified gold record, Soak City Do It, that turned the entertainment industry on its ear. Came out of nowhere. We're on fire, and it's about to drop a brand new, his debut full-length album, Nights and Weekends. Or he did drop it,
Yeah, I
February
dropped it.
20th. Sorry. And so, welcome. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Man, so it had to be a big smile when you found out that Do It was turning the world on its ear. You're like, man, it took off. Maybe you didn't expect it, but it just hit at the right time with some great fun. Um, what was your initial reaction when you found out that you were sweeping the nation?
Man, to be honest, I was excited when I first started seeing like the numbers grow and go up. But I was in shock for a couple weeks. And then after a while it became like numb, you know? But
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like numb now, kinda. But it's because it all feels fake. Yeah, it kind of feels fake, yeah.
I didn't expect you to say that. May I ask why you feel that way?
Because it's like my life changed like not
Oh,
overnight, but like quick, you know? Like real quick. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I can understand. Things move fast and sometimes they're overwhelming. And you're young, developing, learning yourself, and having a ball. And the world is expecting you to be something that you weren't really envisioning. And that's fair for you to feel that way. So it'll marinate though. And they're excited to hear to talk about the new album and party with it. What's taking off so far? It's generating a lot of buzz.
What you're referring to the album, like a song off the album?
Yes, sir. Which one is really stood out for you and people are really coming to you and saying, hey, that one.
Back It Up. There's a song on there, Back It Up with Bia. Um, the song was released as a single, but
Okay.
I put it on the album with, the verse from Bia, and I've got a lot of good reviews. People, I mean, it's kind of going up, so like on socials, it's going up right now. Um, and yeah, to me, I like that song because it's like it's showing people that like, boom, I made Silk City party song, it's fun, but then I have Back It Up too. Like, don't sleep on Back It Up, and I think that's why it was so smart to put like to be a feature on it, because then it's pulling some of her fans and pulling a different side of the world that may have not heard of 310 or another song from 310.
Okay. Well, great strategic moves. Are you taking a strong part in your creative process
Yes,
and
sir.
how everything comes together?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. For me, it was, well, me and my manager and the team talking about me and like, developing and growing, but also remembering like early on what got me here. Let's try to keep that too. Like, we don't want to lose. I don't want to lose who I am, right? So the creative process, like for example, if I wasn't like writing, or well, let's say this, say my recording process was a certain way, like how I recorded Silk City off my phone, let's keep that. And I mean, that's a part of the creative process as well, is like not getting forced into the studio and being able to maintain the previous method I once had.
Okay. Since you said not lose yourself, talk to me from the inside looking out, how you see 310 baby.
I see 310babii as, I mean, my business. Um it's yeah, it's my business. It's fun, it's party, it's youthful, yes, smart and intelligent. And I think when you package all those different traits up into a ball, or, package it up nice, it wins, especially in this climate, or like, this time when it comes to music in 2024. I think we could use the intelligence. We can use still like, I don't know, like the creativity, like me doing it off my phone and me doing it in school still. And I think it's just room for somebody like me.
Mm. Every creative has like this moment that makes them commit to doing their art. Do you remember if you had a benchmark moment that you said, "Man, I really want to get into this, and let me just have some fun with it and do it"?
Honestly, with me, it's just I always could see myself early on before I like had any record or hit. I always saw myself being on like a Rolling Loud stage. And I used to always watch, and then to this day, even yeah, to this day, I always watch like the live streams after like Rolling Loud performances and from the festivals. Um, and I could always see myself being there. Like I like the envision, like I saw that as like what I could be. Um, and even at times when it felt like impossible, there was always a bit of me that felt like even if it's a 1% that could make it happen, I feel like I could be that 1%. And I never let go of that faith, no matter what. And I knew as long as I put the work in behind that faith, it's no way it doesn't succeed. Um, and yeah, now I'm here, and now I have to do. Well, I'm booked for Rolling Loud in like 2 weeks. So yes, and that's within a year. I was at Rolling Loud last year attending at the same spot as at this year in my city.
Oh, that's right. Uh, Rolling Out California is next in coming up shortly, and you're hitting the stage. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, to look out at a sea of 20, 30,000 people has got to be nerve wracking. I can't imagine it. I do well with one-on-one interview, but standing on the stage of like that, what kind of energy do you get from that?
It's different. I mean, the rush, but it's like a little nervousness. Not, I wouldn't even say nervous anymore. I'll say maybe the first couple performances. I think now it's like the energy is just excited. Like, and to think like the fans are as excited as me, right? And we're feeding off each other's energy. You know, people say it all the time, like, you feed off the crowd's energy, but like really though, like they're excited to see me. I'm excited to be out there and to give them the show, and I'm grateful that they even care to watch me.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I love performing.
And then when it really goes from a performance to the crowd partying with you,
Yeah,
that's gonna make it even more solidified. Like, yeah, this feels good. I can only imagine. I know you talked about Soap City and making it in your bedroom uh, to everybody that cat on Glendale. And so I don't want to ask you the same question, but bedroom studio, were you just more comfortable doing it that way? Because I think earlier you were talking about being able to just do pieces on your phone and then move forward, et cetera. So the overall experience in the bedroom was more comfortable, or did it just happen by accident?
I mean, for me, it was more like not having like access to a studio, not having the best equipment. So it's like I have my phone and I have Apple headphones. So it's like I made it work. I really had no choice. It was either that or like getting a job and like hoping to use, that money to go to the studio and hoping for like a hit or something. But I didn't take that route. Um, I didn't have a job. This is actually my first job. It doesn't really feel like a job, but this is my first job.
Living the dream is not a job. I agree with you. As being able to do this and have conversations with young lions like yourself um, that are very considered and have thought about the process and looking at and remembering that the business is a business and it's show business, whether it's music or television or whatever, and keeping that frame of mind, that grounding. I salute you and applaud you for that. You know, it's impressive to see you collaborating, with all the notable names in the industry. Bia, love her, you know what I mean? Tyga, Go Gardena. I mean, Compton, he'll say Compton. Um, how did this all come together? Are these just people in your circle, or what sparks these collaborations?
I mean, it's more early on. It was just like people supporting me. Like Tyga supported me early. And
Mhm.
I'm putting the emphasis on early because it was super early. Like Tiger wanted to reaching out, sending a verse for Soak City for the remix. Oh, Jeezy, Blue Bus Clan, like everybody. It was early, and I think that was just the city rallying behind me. Um,
Mhm.
so I felt the love and support really early in my career, and I think that's all it is. Majority of my features are like that. It's just off the love. Even on the album, like
Mhm.
would be with O3 Greedo, like all of it was off the love. D Savage, and that's kind of just how I've maneuvered through this whole process so far.
Okay. Talking about the business, and it's your business. What was the most surprising part of the business aspect of the music business as you advance through the ranks?
That people like, I don't know. I think it's a couple of things, but I would say this. Once I started getting into the conversations about choosing a master, I mean not a master, a major over, yeah, like choosing a major or staying like with the indie and like getting into that. And the reason, yeah, why I said master is because master is like talking about the major thing, like sacrificing, you know, owning your masters for a dollar amount and things and learning different things regarding that. That's what it is for me. So basically just the finance of it and like to me certain things I thought was like common sense to a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people aren't. And like listening to how people messed up early on, it's like dang, like you would never, like I would never think like somebody would take that route, but they did. Um like I wouldn't want to get like, I mean for me, because I prioritize like my ownership. So why would I would never go over there and sell away
And
my record. Yeah.
yeah, I feel you. Old dude in my past always told me, get first count on your money. You know what I mean? However, that comes to you. Don't let it pass through somebody else's hand to tell you how much you earn from your art or your work. So I respect that. I respect that. What is the most satisfying for you then right now about
Knowing
how you
the feeling of like, not even a feeling, but knowing that I have good situations like regarding my business and the way it's set up. Because traditionally or usually like artists start off very bad or crappy situations and don't realize it until it's all over and the show's done. But for
Mhm.
me, it's hearing people talk about different deals or how they're structured and looking at mines. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have like for my first little situation for it to be like a good one, you know, and
Mhm.
that's what's satisfying. I'm like knowing that my business is good regardless at the end of the day. That's thanks to my manager though.
Okay. Yeah. Teamwork. You gotta have a great team looking out for you, not taking from you. I feel you on that. Got through that, got the surprise. How do you feel about you're obviously confident, knew you're meant for this in the end, and you were determined to do it. How does it feel to see your music though influencing pop culture? Because it's actually swayed some things on as regards timbre, intonation, space on the technical side, and then being clear with the storytelling, even though you're having fun. That's a little bit different than the standard 18-year-old kid who's making music. The thought process is appears to me to be different.
I think there's some. I mean, I feel like I was just chosen for this. I mean, yeah, it's not like regular, like normal, like the average kid, like the average 18-year-old isn't doing what I'm doing. But I feel like it's like chosen, like I'm chosen for it, and I was chosen to be a leader of the youth, and that's how I look at myself. Um, because at the end of the day, it's like me, like yeah, my music may say certain things or whatever, but at the end of the day, that's not who I am. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Um, in regards to, I mean, I'm saying have fun. I have fun, but I'm not. I'm saying in regards to like, don't look at me as just what I say in these songs.
right.
Get to know me and see what else I do or have going on, and then judge me. Right? and then form a real opinion or a true opinion on me. Because if it's like you could talk to me, like if you just listen to my records, who knows what you think? But if you talk to me, it may change the way you feel, and that's what's important to me.
Okay. So everybody doesn't have to agree with the lyrics, but they shouldn't judge the art.
Yeah,
Judge the person by the art. I mean, Gauguin wasn't a great human being, they said, but he was a masterful artist, and people, appreciated his work. Same with Matisse; they were both arrogant, supposedly. So you're moving in a masterful way. High school, man, look, being a creative and having everybody pulling at you, and everybody, cat, uncle, and dog, wanting you to do this or do that or be involved. Mental health is always a key issue with creatives, especially the more popular you get, the more you have to protect your mentals. And you're in your last year of high school, right? Um, and you've got this amazing budding career. How are you managing to balance? What do you use to focus?
I mean, honestly, to stay focused, I would say I'm not just easily impressed by certain things. I've seen a lot in this short amount of time. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more to see, but I've seen a good amount of things that the average person would just jump at, and I didn't jump. So I think just staying like focused and like knowing like my end goal and like what I want for myself is what's keeping me, on straight
Mm-hmm.
and keeping me aligned with everything. Because the moment I fall out of alignment with the goal and the end goal, it's all over. So knowing that is enough for me.
Besides your parents, who did you study to prepare yourself to move forward, um, on a business tip? Were there any books that you read or people that you might have looked at in their career trajectory?
Yeah, for me it was funny because like things always happen like not random, but like everything just clicks for me, kind of. And it wasn't always like that. No, I guess it was though. This is what it is. It's just a lot of things have happened to me, or like not, and this is not a negative thing. A lot of things have happened, and I've seen a lot of things that were like just lessons, and I always got grabbed like a little bit from each thing, and then like in the end, like now something that happened 3 years ago will click now and make sense. Like, oh, that's why da 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 da. So I think for me, just connecting all the pieces. And sorry if it sounds like kind of like I don't know. It might sound funny the way I'm saying it, but it's like I'm looking I'm looking at everything that has happened and like connecting it to even now. That's what it is. It's really just things have happened, and I just pick up on those lessons. I learn from them, and yeah, I feel like a lot of kids, like especially my generation, we don't necessarily listen to adults when they talk, or like we don't take things that happen to us and we don't appreciate them for what they are, or take the lesson from it and see past it. But I'm very present and observant.
Yeah, you're very aware, young man. I love that. I salute your team. I salute your upbringing and you for focusing on meeting who you really are and presenting that and staying true to that, regardless of the temptations on the side or the offering. So, um, just shout out to you. I would like to know, and I know it's late for you. Oh, you're in LA, so you're behind me. You're 6:30. I'm ahead of you. Um, I would like to know where you would like to lead your supporters, your fans, your listeners. I know that it's part entertainment, but I also know um, that each song is really like a piece of you, even though it might be a caricature of what you're thinking or something. Um, as you talk about the diversity in your lyrics, but where would you like to lead your supporters and fans on this musical journey? Where are you trying to take their heads?
I think all I'm doing is I'm doing the easy part, I guess, just the music, whatever, making the music. And then the people that support me, I mean, we're on the same journey because those kids that support me are just like me kids. Like we're 18, 17. I mean, of course there's some that are younger, but I mean, I really don't know where I'm leading them. I think I'm just doing that organically. It's not a plan, really. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter how much I may strategize on what I'm gonna do at 23, because those fans will grow with me. I'm just, of course, like music business wise, but I'm saying as in life and the journey, I don't know. We're just on that journey together. So it's kind of like they're experiencing life with me. And then my music is there to just, help direct it, I guess. And they can take it for whatever it is they would like. But if it's people that are studying me and like seeing what I'm doing, aside from my music, they'll see the business decisions I make, the lifestyle decisions I make, the health. It's just so much to come.
I like the part you focused on. They'll see the business, the lifestyle, the health, you know, not abusing yourself, taking care of you. This industry is gonna wear you down as an artist and being popular and whatnot. I understand that. But taking the time out to recognize if I'm not healthy, I can't do what I'm loving and I can't share it. So, the fact that self care is a part of your walk is great. All right. Um, it may sound repetitive, or like one of those job interview questions that's the same but phrased differently. But
Mhm.
what would you like the biggest takeaway for the listeners of the new album, Nights and Weekends? What would you like the biggest takeaway for them to be?
I would just want them to be like, yeah, like this kid is versatile. He is giving us like a new sound or like a new flavor. Because at the end of the day, it's like somebody may listen to me and be like, oh, it's just another LA artist. But at the end of the day, it's like there's no one sound, you know? Being from
Right,
LA or Inglewood or, whatever somebody may say,
right,
it comes with like every artist from LA don't sound alike. Just off rip. Like, of course, they have their own niche and like their own thing, but I'm just
right.
showing them this new thing, like 310's thing. Snoop Dogg had a different thing. uh Easy, like all these old artists had their own little thing, and I'm just giving them my version of that. That's it. This is different. I'm showing them different. Like, for example, I use BandLab to record. There's so many different things that are new that the industry has not heard yet. Only kids or people in general that use BandLab will know. But it's like I could be the pioneer for BandLab, like the new the new way. You know what I'm saying? It's no one way. So I'm just showing them another variation of what LA has to offer.
You already started a movement in the industry and in music culture and party culture. So folks are looking and going, man, he's got, if they listen to the project, they'll say he's got a lot to offer. If they just have a conversation with you, and I'm looking forward to watching you grow, doing more media and whatnot, to hear your conversation and the way because you have this great command of what you want to say. And I know that maybe you haven't done a million interviews, but you've had a million conversations, it seems like. And you're very dialed in. I love that. And I'm enjoying talking to you. And I don't want to keep you, and I don't want to bore you, but uh, certainly, is there anything in, if you were to interview yourself, what would be the most important question that you would want to answer?
Um, I'd want to be asked like, what do you? It's a couple. I would say, where do you see yourself? Like, what do you see happening with like your sound or like you as an artist? Like, where do you see yourself? But not just necessarily like accolades, but I'm saying like sonically, like with my music, it's like where do you want to go and who do you want to cater to? Like, yeah, it would be like that. Like, where do you see your music going? You
Mm-hmm.
know, in regards to like the evolution and the growth. How does it sound?
I think that would be a good question because it seems like you were talking about the diversity of your sound. So I'm like, is he going to go on like this Miles Davis experiment with his music and, play with the timbre, timing, and all that good stuff, and the sonics, and more meld his voice into the instrumentation, make it a part of the instrumentation? Those thoughts did cross my mind. I just thought they would be boring questions for you, but thank you for letting me know it's not. Uh, I would love to know where you see it, and maybe what is the mosaic in your brain, the musical mosaic going on in your brain right now that you want to bring out.
I mean, I think for me, I'm at a point where I see other artists, I see what they've done, good, bad, positive, negative. And I kind of figured out which way I wanted to go with my music. Um, and I'm referring to like the growth, so like the sound. And I think with me, I think I'm gonna allow myself, to grow. Like I'm not gonna hold myself back, and I'm not gonna stunt my growth. Like I'm gonna allow me to flourish. And after talking to my team and talking to my manager, we're okay with that. Now we know there are positives or there are pros and cons that come with that though, right?
Mm.
There might be a time where like some of the people that grew up with me or grew up with my music may not like it or the new sound. But at the end of the day, it's like people outgrow, the artist sometimes too, like and lose touch with that artist. But I think understanding, just making sure I do everything strategically and making calculated decisions and steps, and I'll be okay. Like if I want to go do, I don't know, what's something. If I want to go do straight just pop, like this everything's pop, or like I want to go, I don't know, country, like that's random though. Like
That's all
understanding,
right.
like if that's what you want to do, all right, let's do it. But understand what's going to come with that. Your fans aren't country fans, so you have to understand that the fans are going to have a shot. Like all of that, just understanding that that's bound to happen. If there's certain things or certain decisions I make, that's going to happen. But being okay with that, accepting
Yeah.
whatever comes with it.
But we'll always have diehards. I'll always have people who read my stuff too. I'll always have people who ride with you no matter what version of art you deliver. Because they're going to want to experience you and like, damn, I've been riding with dude since the beginning. And I just want to see where he's going to go. And I want to be on. And that's an exciting thing for a music fan, like to really watch the growth if they're with you. And like you said, everybody won't stay with you. But what has been your wildest music creation moment? Something that just sparked a song. Maybe it was something somebody said. You maybe heard something on TV. You're like, oh, got to get that down.
It's funny. I honestly discovered this recently. Um, I usually avoid music that was like too big at a certain time. Like if I go back, like right now, like I'll go to 2018 and like, well, not literally 2018, but I'll pick a song from 2018 that maybe I liked at that time. I'll kind of avoid that now.
Mm,
And like, oh, no, like I'll see it like if I randomly see it on like a DSP, like Apple Music, I'll be like, no, I don't want to listen to that. Like I want to listen to something new. But once I started doing that, I started like getting that feeling of nostalgia. And that inspired me creatively because I remembered hearing that when I was that age and being like, dang, like if I can transfer that same energy or that same feeling I feel listening to it that I once had listening to it, but now who knows what this music sounds like if I go, boom, dang, I remember this. I like this. Now I'm inspired. I'm feeling good. And I go take that to my music. Who knows what that sounds like, you know? And
mm.
I've done that, and yeah, the results were crazy. But it's being able to that's one thing too, like learning how, for me, it was learning how to like transfer certain energies like over to my music. So if I feel like a certain way, not too specific, not to get too specific here, but if it's like something gives me a certain feeling, I could take it and put it into my music, and it will change kind of like the delivery, because when I record, I could change my delivery, but if I allow that emotion or that energy that I feel to be the delivery, I could sell it a lot better and it's more authentic.
Soul, that soul connection.
Yeah.
Out of that, it's not, soul music, but it's that inner thing when you're sitting in church and you ain't a church person, but the music get to you and you go, you get that
Yeah.
chill. You feel me? So respecting your time. Is there anything that you want to cover that I may have neglected? I did try to get your most hope for question, but I would love to know if there's any initiatives that you're rocking with in the city.
Mm, I don't think we missed anything. I think we covered on pretty much everything. Like we talked about school. I think we didn't talk as much finance. We talked more just music business. Mm, I think we're good. But just the big picture really was just like look out for 310. He's a student doing big things still. They're saying that the West Coast is dead, but he's doing things, you know, on a different level. 6 months, got a gold plaque, just dropped his debut album. I mean, yeah, I mean we covered. I don't know. I'm just excited for the future. You know?
I'm excited to watch the future. Some of us, those who can't do, I'm not an armchair quarterback. I don't critique, but I actually like just love music and I love the different generations and how music is presented sonically, lyrically, whether it's clever or you tossing in some metaphors here and there. I'm just really interested in it. It's the one thing in my life that keeps me sane is music. Um, Last question, well, next to last question, because we'll give out your social media afterwards. But I wanted to know, are you still excited to hear music? I noticed that you said that you step aside from different uh things, but has it been jaded for you yet, or do you find yourself analyzing all the music that you hear, like getting technical with it?
Yeah, um now I like fell in love. Like I already fell in love with music. Like, I was already in love with music. But like now I fell in love with like the process of recording and different ways people record. And like now like it's funny. Like now I'll listen to a song and I'll like separate the vocals. And like while the song's playing and I'll try to listen to, certain things in the song, like the stems, like boom, I can listen to just the hi-hats. Like I want to see, like I want to listen to this pattern. Like what is this? Because a lot of hit songs use a similar like patterns, and being able to recognize that was good for me because now if I want to go in and make just a club record, I know what it has to sound like. And even on the debut album, the song No Matter What, produced by Lil the Great, is that Trey. I told Lil the Great a certain like one little thing to do that made the song like a little bit better. The beat was already fire, but the way I wanted to structure the song, I needed a certain part to come back that wasn't back in the song. It was only there one time. So even like
Mm.
when it comes to that, being able to like be the producer in that situation, and that just that's one thing too I want to talk about is like in the future, like or not even with the future, the soon to be future, but um yeah, like producing for me. And
Ooh,
like I wanna like even if I don't know how to use like a certain program, still being able to tell a producer like, oh, do this, do this, do that. And then it's still being like exactly what I hear in my head, you know?
that's production too. You might
Yeah.
not be behind the board, but you're giving them the direction. That's
Yeah.
production, man. Get the credits. Get all the credits. Uh, I so can you do and I said this was the last question, and I apologize, but do you create on the fly? Like I was hearing a young man talk about working with Drake and how they do it verse by verse, 16 by 16 or whatever, right? Um, do you rearrange stuff on the fly, or how long might it take you to rework one bar?
I mean, it just depends because a lot of the songs are like the certain bars are crucial to where one bar could change the whole like vibe of the song. So everything is just case by case with me. Like there's no one formula I follow. There are certain habits I do have though, but
Mhm.
there's not just one way. Like I don't go in doing the same thing each song. It's just different. And that goes off of just feeling, you know? Because some beats may have me thinking a little harder about this song. Not overthinking, but just thinking a little bit more or deeper create like when it comes to the creative process as well. Like it just depends. Because like even I remember one time I was in the studio and the producer was like, no, yeah, it was a producer in there. He's like, what's the vibe? And I was telling him like, nah, like the beat sets the vibe, sets the tone for everything. And I just go in there and just lay some vocals on it. The beat was already it. Like that was the song. You know, I
Mhm.
just gotta add a little bit to it, boom, 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 make it catchy, and it's gonna go.
I like that. I like that simple philosophy, straightforward. All right, man. Look, 310 baby out of LA. You know him for Soak City, dude. They got the squabble dance going on, the squabble dance challenge going on. Rocket, but he's got this new package, man. Nights and weekends. It's out now. I mean, this is an amazing young line. This is an amazing young man. I salute you, and I just wish you nothing but continued success. Go get Nights and Weekends. Don't just stream it. Buy it. Download that. You know, the brother is making his way. He's about his business. Treat him like a businessman. Go buy his product. He's an amazing, thoughtful young man. We have to support these. So I definitely want to support you as you move forward. Speaking of move forward, next month, Rolling Loud, California, SoFi Stadium is going down. He's hitting the stage, representing for the hometown. In the hometown, right? You from the I?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. 110th and Crenshaw on mine. Like right, right there. Right across from the fish market. Yes, sir. I love what you're doing. You have my support. Please keep us in tune and we'll make sure to aggressively follow and support what you're doing. You're giving your advice. Let's give them where can they find it?
Follow me on Instagram at 310babii, 310babii. Follow me on Twitter at 310_babii.
All right. It came out February 23rd. Nights and weekends. 14 joints that will give you a ride through. I think you'll enjoy the journey. He deposits you safely at the end, and you'll be better for it. Real music from a young line. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
Really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.